Hello everyone, and welcome to this new F1 2022 video. In this video I'm gonna take part in a weekly event. I chose to do this because it's a great practice for the F1 Esports event, which is coming up somewhere this month. And as you can see, I already did a few practice runs and I'm P6 on the leaderboard right now. But I just knew there was a lot of time to find, and it was just to really learn what kind of event this is and where to overtake the people I have to overtake. In this event, you'll be thrown in the last 7 laps of the Singapore Grand Prix as Guan Yu Zhou, and you have to be finishing. You have to finish P7. You will start P11th, so 4 cars you have to overtake, and in this event, you will get points for finishing as fast as possible, getting the fastest lap or your personal fastest lap will gain you a lot of points, and you cannot hit anyone, you cannot hit the wall, you cannot get damaged, they will all reduce your points. I'm driving against 110% AI, which is the highest. It will also give you points. So here we go. I'm gonna be warn you guys in advance because it's not gonna be the cleanest racing you've ever seen. That's because this event is just set up in a way where you just have to dive bomb people and you have to corner cut a bit to get the fastest time. Uh, and that's a bit unfortunate because that's not how it should be. I know in the F1 esports event it's not gonna be like that. You can't corner cut, but unfortunately for now in this event it is allowed, so you will have to do it basically to get the fastest time. I don't think I really corner cutted too much in this run, but definitely the last run I corner cutted a lot because I just had to. But anyway, let's focus on this run now. There's a few things I notice really quickly. That's in this first lap you get thrown in basically halfway the first sector, but the AI just really drove a very good beginning of the lap. Therefore, this will probably always be your fastest lap. So I used a lot of my ERS just to get the fastest lap possible. Running a bit wide there, wanted to catch Vettel as soon as possible. And as you can see, not the cleanest move. Way too far behind to make the dive bomb, but it still worked out. Now I have to be really close to Stroll. I have to be within a second to get the DRS. And as I am in within a second now, I just have to be as close as possible to set up a move in the next braking zone basically. So after this straight, I'm gonna have DRS right here. Use all of my ERS to pass him and to get the fastest run possible. Dive bomb him here. Also way too far behind, but they still give you space. So the game allows it. So it is what it is. But right now it's important that I catch up to Alonso and Bottas as soon as possible because I really want to pass them on the next lap. Otherwise, it's just gonna cost me way too much time. And I of course have to go for the fast lap right here. So not too many corners to go. Just one more after this one. And here we go. And finish the lap. We're gonna see what the lap time it is. As we cross the line now, it's a 1:39.6, which is not ideal. But for the amount of practice I did, I can't be too mad about it. I never in any game really practiced a lot around this circuit. So this is basically my starting point, and starting with a 1 minute 39.6 is not too bad. So from here I'm just only going to improve in the next few days of the event. But right now I just have to focus on overtaking Alonso and then on Bottas. I want to overtake Alonso on the same place I overtook Stroll. So it's the next straight with the DRS. I have to be very close to him, but not too close, because then he's going to start defending and it's going to cost me a lot of time. So I just have to be a little bit, I have to slow down a little bit, which obviously costs me time, but it saves me a bit of tires, which is nice towards the end. But yeah, it's just annoying because I think it's gonna cost me more than it's gonna gain me. But anyway, we're close enough to make a move, so we're gonna go here a bit deep, so still a bit understeer as the last time, but that doesn't matter. We're gonna try and catch up to Bottas before the end of the lap. So I want to be having DRS on the main straight. And I I wanted to overtake him ideally on this lap, but that didn't really work out. so I just have to overtake him as soon as possible on the next lap. This lap is gonna be a 1 minute 40.2, which is not too good. I'm not looking for that, and I ideally wanted to overtake Bottas by now. But we're trying to go around the outside here, but it doesn't really work, so I just have to take a slipstream and wait for the next opportunity, which is gonna be after this corner. I will have DRS, but as Bottas is a little moment, I have to go completely off throttle, which kills my momentum a bit. But with the help of DRS, I still managed to go down the inside here, cutting the corner a little bit, but get fully ahead, and the game didn't give me any warning, so uh, it's a legal overtake and it won't reduce my points in any way. So now I just have to push everywhere and be as fast as I can to try and finish this race as soon as possible, because that will give me the most amount of points. And it's gonna get more and more difficult towards the end because the tires will degrade really fast around here. And I'm gonna skip through the laps basically, so I'm gonna go to the last corner every time just to show the lap times I did. So this is the end of lap 57, and I did a 141.2 basically, and that's probably because I had to overtake Bottas, so that cost me a lot of time. The next lap is gonna be a 1 minute and 40.3, so I didn't have to overtake anyone, and that helps of course. Here it's a 141.2 again, so I'm quite lacking on the pace. I can't really consistently be fast. I don't know. I just didn't really practice enough, I guess. A 140.5 again. So yeah, it's getting more and more difficult now because of the tires that are degrading. And as you can hear the fireworks, this is the last lap, and it's a 140.9. So I did improve, but I still felt like there was a lot of time to find in the table. But I was happy for the first run, the first recorded run, and it also helps because now I can show you guys my progress. I finished 52 seconds behind Carlos Sainz, who won the race, and I'm gonna show you guys the lap times one more time, just so we can see the improvement I made at the end. So you can see it's most of the time it's 1 minute 40 point something, or a low 141, with the fastest time was of 139.6. So we're gonna look at the score. I have gained 293,000 points. Oh, sorry, that's my total points now, and that is enough for P2 in the leaderboard, just behind the Frenchman in P1. But as you can see, I am still 4.5 seconds behind in the whole race, basically. So that means there's around 7 tenths to find every lap, which is way too much. So from this point, I just practiced every day, and later towards the end of the event, I managed to better my time. So this is gonna be the fastest run I did in this whole event, and we are gonna watch the complete run now. So it starts off, of course, the same. Again, beginning with basically your fastest lap time because of the AI who did very good at the beginning of the first sector. And we are already very close to Vettel here, so I'm gonna close the ERS and I'm gonna brake very late to be as close as possible, but without him defending. And I'm pretty lucky with that because I think I was close enough for him to defend, but he didn't. Pretty clean overtake in my opinion. Now I'm gonna be way closer to Stroll than I was previously, as I'm already within the DRS now. So I'm just gonna have to follow him through here, as I'm gonna set up the move basically at the same point where I overtook him last time, but this time it's gonna be way closer. So as you can see, I'm right on his gearbox as I open the ERS, and I use a little bit of my ERS to get closer, and I pass him this time without going too deep, so I don't have too much understeer. And I'm already a few tenths closer to Alonso, and it's very important that I get close to them. As you can see me corner cut, it's very important that I catch up to them in this lap, because I want to have DRS as soon as possible. I'm not gonna get it on the main straight because I'm just short of like half a second or 6 tenths. But as I cut the last corner, we're gonna end the first lap, and it's 139.1. It's not the fastest I did. I had runs where I did a 1:38.8, I think. But the rest of the run didn't really go well, and I will explain in a minute. Because right now I have DRS on Alonso, so basically the other cars were positioned in a better way this run, which gave me overall more time. So I can't really make the move here on Alonso. As you see me set the fastest first sector time of the whole race. I can go and overtake him at the same place where I overtook Vettel. And it's very important that I stay as close to Bottas as possible, who is obviously in the same car as me. So I want to overtake him ideally on the same point as I overtook Stroll, which is going to be very difficult, but I'm going to tuck behind him. I have the DRS for the next straight because I am within a second. So now I need a very good exit, and as I open the ERS and the DRS, I'm gonna be stuck in the slipstream and wait for the right opportunity to dive on him. As I have a little bit of understeer on the exit again, which cost me a bit of time, but I made the move, which is more important. And from now on, it's just pushing very hard to the end of the race, as I corner cut a little bit more. Um, so you can see it now, the real difference between the corner cutting. Again, I don't really like it, I'm not really proud of it, but it had to be done. Otherwise, I could not have set such a good time and compete with the rest, basically. And even though I overtook both cars from this lap, I still set a 1 minute 39.7. So pretty happy with that. I was looking for 1:39s every lap, but I knew that was going to be very difficult, especially towards the end, because then your tires would just degrade too much, which would cost you just too much lap time. But now I have a race to focus on, so I'm just going to have to make sure that I'm just fast everywhere, and I don't really have to care about the tires, because it's only a few laps to go, and I have to make sure to use every bit of rubber on the tires and use every last bit of ERS I have to make sure I'm the fastest, and there's just no point saving it really. And this is gonna be the most difficult part of the race, because it's just the concentration that has to kick in, and we're not gonna overtake or come across any other car anymore. So now it's just basically lonely driving and being as fast as I can everywhere. As we finish sector 2 here, and I'm currently on a 1 minute 6.4. And I don't think that's fast enough to be able to do a 1 minute 39, but we're gonna see if it's still possible. But I really have to get a very good last sector, and I don't think I'm gonna be able to make that, but I'm gonna try anyways. So we're gonna see, it's the second last corner now, going as wide as possible here, and going for the last turn, cut from corner a bit, and it's gonna be a 1 minute 40.2. So 2/10 too slow, and that's a bit disappointing. I'm gonna try to make it up here, but that might actually lose me more time, because I think if I'm gonna push more than I'm pushing right now, I might crash or go wide or spin or something like that. So I have to still be very careful, which is very difficult. And as we are approaching the last bit of the first sector, it's 27.8, which is pretty good. Basically everything in the 27 for the first sector is pretty good. And now I just have to push all the way through the second sector to maybe make up the time I lost last time. And so we're gonna try being very close to the wall right here. Try not to have too much understeer here, which worked out pretty nicely. Barely missed the curve there. Going here very aggressively towards the wall and getting a really nice exit. Looking for somewhere in a 1 minute 5 maybe. It's 1 minute 6 but point 0, so it's not a 1 minute 5, but it's very close to it. So maybe I can still get a very good lap time here, but I'm gonna have to push really hard in the last sector again. So really attacking every corner. Here missing the apex again a bit too much actually. I can gain probably like a tenth if I got a bit more close to the wall. But anyway, running a bit wide here and really attacking this corner really aggressively to see if I can improve, and it's a 1:39.8. So I did make up the time, but I still lost like 3/10 overall, and that's just a bit disappointing. But I'm just gonna have to continue now because I don't think I'm gonna get as lucky as I did in this run again with catching up to the people and the other AI being in the position where they were this time. So we're gonna see. It's a 27.97, so almost a 28, but we're gonna still try to get a 1 minute 39. Although it's gonna be very difficult right now, as I actually hit the wall here, and I'm gonna ask my engineer the wrong question. I'm gonna ask about the tires instead of the vehicle, but it's gonna be very difficult because the tires are starting to drop off, and it's so difficult to keep a right lap time. So I might have to settle for a 1 minute 40 now. And we're gonna see at the end of the straight what my second time is. And I asked the right thing now, but I have no damage. It's a 1 minute 6.3, so it's gonna be very difficult to get a 1 minute 39 again. But it's not impossible, so I'm gonna have to push really hard here. As I have a little moment of oversteer, which is not ideal, as it is getting more and more difficult out here. It's not only getting tricky because of the tire wear, but also of the tire temperatures, because I think I'm overheating the rear tires a little bit. But I'm just gonna try and category again. I actually miss the apex a bit. It's a 140.1, so I didn't lose as much time as I did previously, but it's still just not ideal. But I have to keep my head down for the last 2 laps to just try and get the fastest run possible. And as you can see, the gap behind to Bottas is now 12.5 seconds, and he's in the same car, of course. So that's pretty solid. The first sector is going to be at 27.98, so again almost a 28, but I don't think I can actually go for a 139 at the end anymore. It's just becoming a bit too difficult now with the tires, and it's a bit too tricky to push too hard on it now. So, but it's still important to push as hard as you can without making a mistake, because it's getting more and more tricky out here every lap and every corner, and it's constantly tipping on your toes, going on the exit. As we're coming up to the end of sector 2, we're gonna see what the time is. It's a 1:06.5, so it's definitely not a 1:39 anymore. But now I just have to try and make it as low, the lowest 140 as possible. So pushing through all the corners here in the last sector, pretty tricky. Going through here a bit slower than normally, but that shows us how much tire wear we have. Really attacking all these corners and going as wide as I can right here. And attacking this last corner again. It's gonna be a 1 minute 40.3. So it's not ideal, but as you can hear my engineer say, it's the final lap of the race, so I just have to finish it now. Because I had it a couple of times where I was, well, up on my time or doing a very good first fastest lap, for example, and then I just crashed in the last lap. So it's important that I keep it on the road now. So it's very nerve-wracking, but we're gonna see it's a 27.8, so it's faster than the last time, which is a very good first sector for such bad tires there, basically. So now we're gonna try and keep the momentum going as we go on here, not hitting the wall, pushing for the absolute limit. And as you can see here, just missing the wall basically, and not having any understeer through here is very nice. Carlos Sainz wins the race. You can hear the fireworks already, but I have to keep focused as I get a really nice exit around here. And I'm curious to see what this lap time is gonna be. It's a 1 minute 6.2, so it is improvement from last time around. So maybe I can get still a 1 minute 39, but the last sector has to be absolutely perfect. So I'm getting every little bit of life out of these tires for the last few corners. As you can see the fireworks in the distance already. And taking this a bit cautiously because I did not want to crash here. And I thought that was more important for finishing the run. As I go over the curve a bit, cutting the corner for the final time. It's gonna be a 1 minute 40.2. But I'm very happy with this performance. And after this much practice and this much effort, I finally get to do such a nice time, and it feels really good. So we're gonna see what my timings were in a moment, as I am 47 seconds behind Carlos Sainz now, which is an improvement again. So we're gonna see the lap times one more time. So as you can see, it's mostly the 139s or a low 40, which is exactly what I was aiming for. I was lacking a little bit on the pace on some laps, but overall this was a very good run and I was very happy with it. So I'm just gonna check if I had any corner cuttings, but I did not have any, so it's not gonna reduce any score. And we're gonna look at the score now. It's 299,000, so it is quite a big improvement. I think 6,000 points. So we're gonna see where it puts us on the leaderboard. And looking at the end of the event, I managed to get 7th on the leaderboard, and that's a very good result. But I know the guy in P1 cheated, so I'd actually P6. But well, it's 7th on the leaderboard, which is a very good result. I'm very happy with, and I'm looking forward to the F1 Esports event, in which I hope I qualify and go on to the next round. So I'm gonna also make a video out of that and upload it to YouTube. So I hope to see you then. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you to the next video. Bye!